Do you know you can make noodles at home? Yes, from scratch. I'm going to show you how to make that today, and we are going to turn it into a delicious stir fry. Hey, beautiful people, and you are welcome back to the Nikki Olori Cooks YouTube channel.
Let's go.
I have to warn you though, this dish takes a little bit of energy. It takes the wind out of you, but it is a fantastic experiment to try when you just really want to try something. I want to see if you can, if it is truly possible. If Nikki Olori is capping or not. So we'll start with sifted flour. Make sure you sift it because we do not want any debris or anything in our noodles. Next, we just add our baking soda, a bit of salt, and we are going to mix this in with water little by little. You want to add the water in bits, if not it will flow out like how it did in mine. And I used half cup of water, but I realized that I needed more because it did not form a cohesive dough, so I added just a bit more. And I did not even add up to 5 tablespoons of water. You just need very little water because you need this dough to be as dry as possible. So I needed this dough for a total of 13 to 15 minutes. Actually, I did 13 minutes. That range is okay. And you're going to have a very tough dough, but don't worry, we are going to let this sit out. So we're going to let it rest and the gluten to develop for 2 hours. This 2 hours is crucial because when you come back with 2 hours, it's going to be really soft. I just covered it with some plastic wrap and I let it rest on the table. I just put it in a bowl, covered it with another plate, and let it rest on the table for 2 hours. Okay, so this is 2 hours later, and you are going to just knead the dough a bit more. It is actually a bit soft already, like because we let it rest and all. So I just kneaded it for a bit here. Don't worry about the crinkles because we're going to flatten it and it's going to disappear really quickly. Now this is the main issue in this in the making of this noodles, flattening it. Because we need a very dry dough, it's really hard to work with and it is not easy to flatten. In fact, my arms got tired and I really needed extra help. So I got extra help and we were able to flatten it to this. You can go thinner if you wish, but I'm really okay with this and I was tired. Okay, so we are going to dust this dough every step of the way because we want to avoid the noodles sticking as best as we can. So when we fold it, we'll dust it with flour. When we cut it, we'll dust it with flour. Every single step of the way, we're going to dust this dough. Now we are going to fold the dough. This one isn't actually that important, but it just makes it easier to cut and quicker to cut. So we're just going to cut it as it is, lengthwise, not lengthwise, widthwise, right? And so we'll dust the knife as well, and we're just going to cut it to your desired thickness. This is the thickness I was okay with. I could have gone thinner actually, but this is okay. You can go with your preference, either thinner or thicker as you wish. It's okay. Okay, so now we're just going to be separating the noodles. some parts are not were not yet are not completely cut and stuff, so I just separated them, and now I'm just going to fold them into three like packs of noodles. So I'm just going to twist it this way. I'm just going to pack it, and it makes about three good servings. And now we're just going to be moving right on to making the stir fry, and as always we prep ingredients. Okay, so I cut the cabbage and the carrots to somewhat mimic the noodles, so I cut them in a julienne style into long strips. I also did the same for the onions, but I cut the spring onions and our proteins normal way. So our proteins are mushrooms and chicken breast. So we're just going to cube them, and yeah, that's all in the veggie and protein department. Next, we're going to do is to make our sauce, and that sauce is the sauce that is going to be the major seasoning in this dish. Here is the sauce, and this is also a really good ratio to use. To every amount of soy sauce you add about half or quarter of oyster sauce. Then we're just going to add just almost like about 1 or 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and a generous amount of honey. And we're going to add a bouillon cube. Actually added about 2 or 1.5, and pepper. Now pepper is optional as always, but I like pepper, so I added some chili peppers, and we're going to mix it. Now this is going to be the sauce that I used to marinate the mushroom, the chicken, and it's also the sauce that we're going to stir. That is basically the sauce for the stir fry. So now it's time for boiling our noodles. Now into a rolling boil of water, like water that is in rolling boil. Okay, we're going to add in the noodles, and we're going to stir them to prevent sticking again, and we're going to cook them for about 7 to 9 minutes. Now how I know when they're done is that when I bite through them, you could bite through them. You'll see that in the middle, if they're not yet done, the middle is still white because the flour in the middle is not yet cooked. But after about 7 to 9 minutes, it should be done, so you can take it off the heat. So I'm just going to, you can either sieve out the water or just scoop it like how I'm doing. Please excuse the steam, it was really annoying, and I did not know it was doing this until I watched the video. So now we're doing the stir fry. First thing we're going to do is to cook our chicken. Now you're going to cook the chicken till it's fully cooked or almost fully cooked, because it's still going to cook a bit more in the stir fry. But do you see that delicious flavor that has stuck on the pot? Don't worry, we are going to deglaze the pan, and we are going to definitely add that to our stir fry. So we're going to add a bit more oil, and we're going to add our aromatics, some onions, some garlic, and later some ginger. I don't like to add my ginger immediately, because ginger tends to burn very quickly, much quicker than onion and garlic. So I just let them cook a little bit before I add my ginger, because after ginger, just like 5 seconds and I add in the next thing. So I add in the veggies, the carrots, the cabbage. I also add in the mushrooms, and I give them a really nice stir. And depending on what you want, I first of all want this to fry a little bit, then I want it to steam. So I added some oil at first, then added a little water. Now this water will help you deglaze that pan and remove that delicious flavor I was talking about, and also help it to steam, and you'll see that the veggies will shrink. Now we also need to season our veggies, so I just used that same sauce, just a little bit of it, added it, and I stirred it. I let it cook for a little bit. I also added a tiny bit of salt. Be careful because you remember the soy sauce, but just adjust it to your taste and just very little. Next, we add in the chicken and we're going to add in our noodles. Now we're going to stir really well. We're also going to add in we're going to add in the remaining sauce and stir this really well, and you'll see it you start seeing everything come together and have a beautiful, delicious color. I could not wait to have this in my mouth, okay? Okay, so we're just going to be stirring this a lot. We're going to stir this really well. And we're also going to season this with some sesame oil to add just a bit more zhuzh, just a zhuzh to it, you get? So we'll stir, and we'll be done. So next is the plating, and we're just going to garnish it. After plating, we're going to garnish it with some green onions that we cut early, and that is all. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Much love as you watch me sprinkle this green onion, and I'm going to just be going to enjoy this in the corner of my room, okay? So yeah, guys, I'm going to catch you in the next video. Watch my other videos. Have a blessed day. Bye.